Maybe you can also do a ribbon. So kind of you start big and then you get thin, big again. So these are detail lines. And so now that I think our glazing should be kind of dry, and if yours is not, then wait a little bit longer. We can go ahead and start getting our glazing finished. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of violet onto the yellow because it's a complementary color, so might as well do it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and make a triangle on top of it. And I think I put too much paint. Go ahead and maybe water it down a little bit more. I think I'm gonna water mine down a little bit more. So definitely water it down. And it's a little hard to see because it hasn't dried yet, but once it dries, you're going to be able to see a little bit of that yellow shining through. I'm going to go ahead and do red next, and make sure that you are watering down the paint for this one. And I'm just going to kind of use the tip here. And with this one, you can really see it a lot better. Let me go ahead and flip this around. And for the next one, I'm just going to go ahead and use, I don't know, maybe some green or something. Just use some green and water it down a little bit more. Oh, now I know why I flipped the page, because my salt is still there. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do one here on the edge. So let me go ahead and flip it around. So there you are. These are some techniques for your next project. Make sure to use, I believe I said earlier, at least 3 different techniques for your project. And what you are going to be doing once you are finished with this activity is you're going to come up to the front, and I have some paper in one of the wooden boxes. So take your paper and you're going to separate it into 8 different sections. So you're going to fold it in half, and then again, and then again. So 8 different sections. So once you open it, it's going to come out looking like this. And what you're going to do here is you're going to sketch. Let me get a pencil. You're going to sketch 16 sketches. Be sure to put your name. 16 sketches. So each little rectangle is going to be one sketch. So abstract artwork is non-representational. So that means that things don't necessarily have to do or have to look completely realistic. So I have an example here of some that I did. And these are my sketches. They're not very sophisticated, but as you can see, I have different sketches going in each one. So I started with this one and I didn't really like it much, and then I transitioned. And so you want your sketches to kind of lead one into another. So then I began to do this kind of weird looking tree here, and I tried a different method. So I want 16 different sketches. Once you have a sketch that you like, you're going to go ahead and grab some watercolor paper, and you are going to go ahead and sketch out the little sketch. You are going to sketch out the little sketch that you did earlier very lightly. So I would advise for you to use, not a 4B, sorry. I would advise you to use a 4H pencil to sketch everything out, because watercolor can be very transparent sometimes and we do not want to see the pencil later on. So as you can see, it's a little hard to see, but there are my lines. They're very light. And once you have everything sketched out, you can begin applying your color. You remember 3 different styles. Make sure that your watercolor has value in it, that things are going from dark to light. And all of you should know how to dull down colors, how to make colors darker without using black, since as you can see, your palette doesn't have any black on it. So there's a reason to everything that we do, and I'm just gonna go ahead and begin painting. And remember, you can paint whatever you want, paint things however you want. You have a lot of freedom with this one. The less water you add to the watercolor, the thicker it's gonna come out looking. So with this one, I didn't add that much. And this is good if you're trying to get rid of lines. But don't rely just on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just make this line a little bit darker here for now. And just have fun painting this. So I think this will be a very fun project for all of you to kind of do. You are definitely creating this one all on your own. This is all going to come out of your imagination. I would prefer that you kind of don't look at internet pictures, just because I do want you to kind of just get creative with this all on your own. So here I am creating my wash. So I'm not going to do the whole painting on here. Obviously there isn't enough time, or you guys are going to get bored looking at the whole painting. But have your sub just rewind things for you. I'll try to have this sample ready so that you can get an idea. And it's just a bunch of shapes and things behind. So just because I did shapes doesn't mean you have to. You can turn a cat into something abstract. You can turn food into something abstract. Okay, so it's up to you what you want to do. And right now I'm seriously just using water and kind of just moving that around. If you create a mark that you don't like, all you have to do is simply get a clean brush, put some water in it, and just scrape some of it off. I had a little splatter here that happened earlier, and I just let it dry. Then I came back with some water and just kind of washed it off. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep going with this. And the fire alarm is still going off. So I tried to cut it out, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I really want to get this to be darker, so I'm going to go ahead and put in the complementary color and get it to be even darker, just because I really want to contrast this right here. So as you can see, adding the complementary color creates darkness. So there is a method to my madness. I don't just make you do work just for the hell of it. The hard thing about watercolor is that you kind of have to wait for it to dry. And it can take a while for things to dry. So just be very patient with it and have fun. This is where I'm going to stop the video. You can always ask me if you have questions. You can email me. I might not respond right away, but if it's not a quick, urgent question, then just, wait for a response. I will grade this project once I get back, and your 16 sketches as well. Make sure that your sketches are nice and beautiful. Make sure that you are using them within your actual painting. You do not have to stick to your sketch 100%. Sometimes things change when you are, actually doing your drawing. But I do want to see that your ideas are coming out of your own head. I would prefer that you don't use the internet for this one. I think I said that earlier already. And sometimes with watercolor, you just kind of have to move the paint around. So I'm going to go ahead and use the complementary color again and just darken up that edge so I can create some nice value going on here. Try to be clean as possible. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to tell you, but I don't think so. So if you guys are tired of hearing my voice at this point, you can turn it off. Please make sure to clean your palettes well after you're done using them, so that the person that uses it next time isn't left behind with a dirty palette. Make sure that you are cleaning your brush as well. So just going like this and throwing it back in the basket, in the bucket, is not okay. Make sure that you are washing it with clean water. Make sure that you are throwing away your paper and cleaning your area so that you don't stain it with watercolor.